I've always helped people remember who they are and feel into their power, feel into what their gifts and their skills are. I've really helped people let go of what no longer serves them and transform that into fuel for their mastery, for them to shift their life into the positive. The magic happens when you can hear your heart sing. Literally, hear your heart sing. I just want you to know you were born for this, that you have everything you need to really do you this lifetime. So let's get started. Let's make magic together.
Hello, 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 everyone. I'm just so happy to see you. Another night of pulling cards, telling tales from the oracle, from the shamans, from the ancient mysteries of all time. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about that, and we're going to be doing some readings. This show is brought to you by Joan of Angels and her back office cohort, Tina Marie Gill. So I want everyone to know that Tina Marie is in the back of the house. And I'm Joan of Angels. If you're new to us, I am an oracle. I've been doing oracle readings thousands of years if I go back in time to being the Oracle of Delphi. Not that you have to be 1,000 years old to have a reading with me. No, no, no. But it's been quite a long time. So, before we get started, because this is actually a really fun event, we are going to wait for a few more of you to share it out and join us, just so it's a little bit more fun and I don't have to repeat myself for spiritual awakening. So, tonight's show is on readings for awakening, activations, alignment, turning on your power, moving yourself forward, and in general, or in specific, really experiencing a vibratory upgrade. So I see a few more of you hopping on. When you hop on, all you have to do is tell us where you're from. And also, you know, it's kind of interesting that they gave me the name of spiritual awakening. And so that tells me that I'm going to channel this because I'm not exactly sure what they had in mind until we dive in. Because spiritual awakening means many different things to many different people. When I tune in, and I'm going to explain it to you, but I think it's about being awake and aware. And so we have welcome to Jamak. Nice to see you. And I see that you have music all around you. One way we spiritually awaken is through music, through our consciousness, through our connection with the divine, and through our ability to feel that divine source energy moving through us and coming into balance with us, awakening our senses so we have a sense of knowing more, feeling more, and being more connected with the divine, whether you're in Iowa or South America or Palm Springs, California, or Pennsylvania. It really doesn't matter. So let us know where you're from, everyone. We have South America in the house, which is very exciting. And I don't want to say that yet, so we'll wait a minute. But we're going to keep kind of thinking about this whole thing on what is an awakening? What is an epiphany? Is it an awakening? Does it happen all in one moment that suddenly you see God walking next to you? Or is an awakening something that's slow and steady when you become awareness that there's more to life than what we see, and that maybe there's a meaning for everything that has happened in your life. And I truly believe that, guys. I believe that we come here for a mission, for a reason, that we even knew ahead of time what that mission was or what it was to be. And Albuquerque, our friend Aaron, we knew not only what we were supposed to do and be here, but we had a toolkit. Sometimes I have my clipboard in my hand and I'll say, well, this is your toolkit. You came down with this instruction manual for these coming times, what's going on here in the planet, but even more important for the role that you are to play. So, a spiritual awakening can also be an awakening to your destiny and to this role, that soul purpose that you are here to do. Now, I've been on my soul purpose since I was very young. And I think I may have mentioned I lived in an ashram for several years where I really learned how to meditate, learned how to tune in, learned how to be part of a community of people that really felt that everything that was happening to us was part of karma that was meant to be, that was part of our destiny, our lessons to learn this life. When we awaken and truly awaken, and we connect to source, then suddenly we know all that is. We are we hear the voice of the beloved, we hear the voice of the divine, and we also hear our instructions. We hear the guidance that we are supposed to get. It's so hot here that I think this thing is slipping off my head. Okay, hot physically, probably hot always because it's like being on the hot seat. So let's see what the guides have to say now. So we're going to start by calling in the light. When I do readings, people, so I am an oracle, I'm an intuitive. I have been taking care of people 40 years ago. I started my life as a chiropractor with a master's in counseling, and my mission was to heal and inspire and wake people up and help people remember that they had a purpose, that they had a meaning, that they weren't here by accident. And so I've been doing this for a long time. I added the cards in though just a few years ago. So, well, actually not just a few years ago. We could say I added the cards in 1998. So, let's see. Feels like yesterday. 2008, 2018. So about 23 years ago I began working with the cards. Okay. So, let's start by calling in the light. We also want to have prayers of protection because if we are going to do readings, then we definitely want to be connected. And does anyone here want a reading? Just saying. And if so, what kinds of questions do you have for us tonight? So, as I'm calling in the light and our guides, feel into what kind of questions you have for us tonight. What do you want to know about your life, or even questions about things that might happen around us in our communities, in our agenda. So you can feel free to ask anything. I may or may not have the answer. All right. And if you feel so inclined to donate, we do this whether you donate or not. It's just the way we are. So right now we do it whether you donate it or not, but we also will have our PayPal link up here tonight. So are you saying that this is not found on Facebook tonight? Yes, you are saying that it is not found on Facebook tonight. So guys, if any of you would like to share this to Facebook, that is so weird. I don't know. All right. So share it for us on Facebook if you can. And there you go. Good. Whew. So I want everyone to take a deep breath in. And let it all out. Ooh. And then once again, taking a deep breath in and letting it all out. Good. Mother, Father, God, we just are so grateful for this chance to be of service tonight. We are very, very grateful for an opportunity to share our wisdom, to help guide, to help restore memory, to help each and every one of you get what we call a level upgrade, a little energy boost that will help you realign, that will help you do your mission, that will help you step into your purpose, that will help you really start to feel better about yourself. Now, I want to lay the groundwork for that, which is that what's going on outside of ourselves doesn't really look so pretty. It's very complicated now. Things are getting kind of frosty, is the best way to say it. Truth is being revealed and disclosed on all levels. Truth about things that maybe a year ago we weren't allowed to talk about are being revealed. and people are getting more upset because your eyes can see things and register things. So there is a truth disclosure going on, guys. And so the key is for you to trust the guidance that you learn to receive, to trust the guidance that Spirit is constantly working with you on. And so in many of these sessions, we look at first sending our antenna down to the center of the earth, and then we send our roots down to the center of the earth and our antenna all the way up to the heavens. And that's how we download information. So we ask right now that we become a clear channel in service for each and every soul that has been on this show tonight. And we ask that even those who arrive later, who hear this at a later date or time, get the healing that they need to move forward fearlessly, to feel confident enough to say, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can come out of my cocoon. Yes, I can step up into my mission. Yes, I can be a stronger person than I know myself to be. And even, to know that love and that your angels will protect you. Thank you so much, Deborah. Last night felt like a beautiful show to Tina Marie and myself. And so we are happy to welcome you back here tonight. Guys, we do a Miracle Monday every week, Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific. We do this reading show every other week or twice a month. And it's an experimental show, meaning that we want to see how you like it. Can we share it out? Do people want this? And if you go to my YouTube channel, even if you're here on Facebook, no one's here from Facebook right now, but if you were, and you go to my YouTube channel, there's a community page, and I posted a poll. I'm going to do a better poll now because I didn't ask enough questions, but go to the poll and answer that for us so we can create the kind of programs that you really, really want. All right. So we're excited to be with you here tonight, too. And we have pulled 2 cards that are power cards. They actually come from the Earth Power Oracle. Okay, we're going to take me out. So we're going to start first with this card, which comes from this Earth Power deck. Look at that. I think I'm getting it. All right. Comes from the Earth Power deck. The card itself talks about Machu Picchu, so power. And part of spirituality, part of spiritual growth is really stepping into and claiming what we call your sovereignty, claiming it in a way that allows you to, you don't need to see me so much. Okay, we do. Obviously, we need to see me so much. Okay, Machu Picchu. I am nourished in body and soul. So first thing before we even get started is that feeling of, when we send that antenna up to the heavens, we can actually receive energy and power from the spiritual realms, from the celestial realms. And so we tune into not only receiving that, but we can see our part in the entire universe. So when we connect to our guides, when we connect and we move our consciousness to the higher dimensions, we can feel that energy and vibration that goes through us and the wisdom of the ages, the kind of that feeling of resonance, of complete joy that has unconditional aspects combined to it. So when we tune into Machu Picchu, one of the ancient sites, one of the energies of this is also, which I think is kind of interesting, we reap what we sow. So the kind of physicality of the card is what we're going to put out in the universe is what we get back. So when we walk a spiritual path, then our thoughts become very, very important. Our thoughts, our words, our intentions, and our resonance. And so, yes, what we put out into the universe is what we are going to receive. And that is also the law of attraction. Now, we also have this other card, Urluru. I have power and it is real. So let's talk about that card for a minute. I have power, because this is for everyone. Before we get started, so when we have power, we don't mean power to harm or hurt. We mean the power to align our body, mind, and spirit to focus on our destiny, to focus on our mission, to allow our greatest gifts to emerge, our best self to emerge, to understand that we're here in service to others, as opposed to materialistically completely in service to ourself. So when we have the power, and it is real, and we have the power to create our future, then we can use this energy to start to envision what we're calling for and envision what we're stepping into. So if you want to manifest wealth, say, then you would want to not think of money, but you would think of what you could do with that reservoir of resources. What could you do with that wealth? How could that wealth serve you to grow your work or grow what you're here to do? How can that wealth serve in some way, shape, or form for humanity? And I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's ask your guides a little bit about this. Why can't I connect to my guides, or what am I missing on my journey? And so, when is your birthday? If you want to give us your birthday, I'll be able to see a little bit more in that for you. But we will say the following. There's a process I do in a class that's on my website, the intuition class, where we look at how to get yourself in the framework to connect with your intuition and to connect with source and to get the answers. There's also a class I teach. Let me write that down for a second, Tina. Also a class I teach on connecting with your guides and angels. So there's resources to teach you how to do it, but there's something I really want to say about that. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're in a 9-year, which is spiritual mastery. So the lessons that you're having, James, are going to be harder than normal. They're designed to teach you how to really, when you learn to let go of what you no longer need, so that in the beginning, on your birthday, 10/21/2022, you're going to be stepping into new beginnings. So you're in the end of a 10-year cycle. 0, 1, 2. And because of that, 9-year or 10 years, it goes from 1 to 10. But that's 9, you're right, 1 to 9. But you're in the beginning of a 9-year cycle. The 9th year is when it synthesizes all the growth that you have grown this year. So with one being, so letting go of your fear. So, I would ask you to take a look at, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being very open, how open are you to actually hearing your guides and following their messages? So, because oftentimes we find that although we think we're open, that we actually have several things. We have our third eye is actually plugged up. Our chakra, our crown chakra is kind of stuck. Our throat chakra may be blocked, as might be our heart and all those other chakras. So the question is Are you aligned properly? Are you working with yourself so that you can connect your antenna all the way up to the heavens? Are you meditating? Because those are the ways that we dive into connection with our guides and we receive the answers for us. So your Pisces moon would make you a dreamer and make you pretty intuitive. And but they're showing me the card that I pulled for you is about bringing it into form, practicing, getting a handle on it. And I'm hearing that there are other things you might practice also. So you can start a practice of what we call awakening. And it could begin with every morning doing a few exercises or stretching or some yoga, and then sitting down with a deck of cards and asking your guides questions or meditating so that you can, with a pen and paper right next to you, and say, do you have any messages for me? And so it's in the doing, hun, in the practicing of it. So I hope that really answers your questions. So the card that I pulled is really bring it into form. So these are the tools, and music can do that too. Humming, chanting, toning, essential oils, used the right way can also help you. So bringing it into form is one thing. Let's see. So we're going to move these out of the way. I'm going to put this one right there. Okay. I don't know. I don't see how you could see them anyway, but I am trying. Okay. So I'm going to pull one more card for you. Oh, yeah. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So the question for you is also sometimes, and this is also very common, sometimes you might hear a whisper in your ear, or you might hear a nudging to do something that's out of your comfort zone. And it could be a very quiet whisper. And there you might be going, God, I think I made that up. I think that's me. I made that up. That's not, the guidance. And yet it is. So we ask you to quiet your mind so you can actually start with the art of listening. And so I hope that helps. Let us know in the comments, okay? All right. So we have one other person here that I see. Aaron. Okay. Aaron Salas. Does Spirit see the Lion's Gate, full moon in Aquarian coming up, in conjunction Uranus, Mars, Rahu, as being like a huge energy culminating positive or negative to the U.S.? Whew, quite a question. And we're going to break it down. So first of all, the only one that sees it in positive or negative, Aaron, is us. All right. Humans assign a value judgment. This is good. This is bad. I like this. I don't. So spirit doesn't assign a value of positive or negative to anything. It could be heinous. It could be so corrupt and disgusting that we're turning our stomachs in like, ugh. And yet spirit is neutral because humans came to experience all sides, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're the only ones that are labeling it the good, the bad, the ugly. So what does that tell us? It tells us that the way it's going to unfold is going to be what the highest good for all concerned. That's exactly what I'm going to say at this second. I'm going to bring my pendulum out in a minute and pull some cards on that because it is a very, very good question. We know that a lot of things are potentially ugly. So if you're looking at things like, well, will we potentially have food shortages in this country? Is that on the horizon? So really, I think Spirit says it's going to depend on what we're really looking at. Will we have a rise in prices? And let's set it up so you can actually see my hand. How can I show you my hand? I don't know how all those professional psychics out there do it, guys. Okay, they make it look so easy. See? Ah, there, I got it. Okay. So let's start and break it down. Will will people here in our country in the United States experience hardships? Is it possible that many people will experience hardships? Yes, it's very, very possible. Is it possible that there will be, well, I don't know what else to say. Will there be, because once I get beyond the food shortage, it's like, is inflation going to continue to rise? Yes. Will there be an increase in, say, deaths from the pandemic? Well, that's an interesting thing. Not quite from the pandemic, but perhaps from the vaccine, from, never say those words, from those things like that, which isn't going to be good, which is going to lead to more people being upset. So people are waking up. Is that a good thing that people are waking up? Positive, negative. It's a good thing for the people who are waking up. It's a bad thing for the people who don't want people to wake up. All right. So we want to be specific, and I'm happy to answer those questions, but you need to put your specific questions out of what are you looking for? Do you think that, will the, yes, I want your questions, not my own. Okay. All right. So this high energy is going to propel. Let's see if they're going to share with me what this high energy will do and in what kind of light we can see unfold. Yes. All right. So over this next period of time, the cards are, so the outcome is going to be, in your terms, fine. The period of unrest is going to be turbulent, is what I really hear. And it says, be the hunter, not the hunted. So, we're moving ourselves forward to the new earth, but we're going through turbulence as we go through the new earth, and things are frosty. So when they say be the hunter, not the hunted, they say be prepared for anything. All right, be prepared for anything. This is the month of disclosure on all levels. It's a month of escalating of tensions over, overseas and abroad. So there's all of that is happening. There's a crash in the housing market that's happened. So all of this is impacting everyone. Will there be a recession? Yes, we're in it. Will prices continue to rise? Yes. And will there be moments? Yes. So what does that mean for us? It means that you were chosen and you chose to be here for now, so that whatever you are going to be protected as you continue to walk in light and ask for the presence of your guides and angels to help support you, to help you hear the messages that are going to be right for you. So it's going to be different for everyone in different aspects of the country as well. And also, is it positive? I don't know how you feel about bringing back in some states things like, the things that cover you, or the things that go like this. It depends on your points of view. Are they going to try? Yes, they are. So there's going to be an explosion as more control is exerted. People will have more breakouts, breakdowns. And I'm hearing more rant and raves. People are not going to be happy over this next period of time. How long a period of time? 1, 2, 3, 4. Over the next 4 to 6 months. Okay, so that's going to answer that. Will it happen with the Lion's Gate this month? It's beginning. It is beginning. The unraveling is beginning. But see that as the unraveling continues, that the other side is the perfection of your life. So what they're telling us, remember the first card I started with was really, what destiny do you want? So if we create the vision of the new earth, which consists of freedom, optimum health, personal sovereignty, choices, wellness, everything that we can imagine, a health system that helps people actually stay well, eat well. The air gets purified, the earth gets purified, the water gets purified. What are you creating in your new earth? And if you need help creating that, then yes, Tina Marie is putting this up. Book an awakening session with me to restore your memories of knowing exactly why you have found yourself here and how you can help yourself and your family, your loved ones, by knowing your own strength. So I can only tell you that it's going to be both. It's going to be a huge wave of both. And you may find yourself going, oh my God, well, that's good news. Oh my God, that's not good news. Because there is something in motion to disrupt the economy, disrupt your harmony, disrupt human kindness, disrupt everything. And that agenda is playing itself out. Will it and if you forget that it's only a matrix and an agenda, then you can know that we are going to thrive in this ascension timeline I talk about, this powerful timeline of walking in this light pathway will continue to reveal itself to you. So I think rather than saying even, positive or negative, I'd go a step further and I'd say, well, okay, I was born for this. I was born to do this. Will I be able to manage during these times? How will I be able to manage? What do I need to know about managing during difficult times? No one asked to be born during a world war, say, my parents were born, well, my parents lived through World War II. I can imagine, my dad was, I think, 30 when the call went out. He didn't expect to ever fight a war or be drafted or anything like that. That happened because of the times. And then we step up to become our best self. I have a dear friend. He lives up in Seattle. And he, was drafted and in Vietnam War. And lo and behold, he became like the leader, the squadron leader, and he's the one they went to for everything. And he became a gunner. He never would have thought that he'd jump out of planes or shoot guns, and he became the best of the best because he stepped into what he didn't even know he could do. So I have found personally that these last 2 years have molded me in an amazing way. It has given me more strength, more courage, more power. And I'm coming out as Joan of Arc, as Joan of Angels, because I'm hearing that call. You too can hear that call. And so part of that answer, Erin, is that you need to be lined up in your power, in your energy, so that no matter what unfolds, you are living your truth and living your destiny and really, in a way, pleased with the results. Pleased because you're not crumbling. Pleased because you see the big picture. Pleased because, oh my God, I'm a leader. I can do this. So those are things that are important in your field of being to be that light. And so that's what matters. What matters is how do we handle any disruption to our energy field? And so so I hope that answered your question. Synchronized. I've been feeling the same things. Good. I'm so exact and clear about it. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Tina's going to put up the donations. If you feel like donating, that's really generous. We appreciate that. And we love you no matter what. Honestly, like in my chiropractic days, my right hand does the channeling and readings. Our left hand collects, asks for help. Okay. Oh, look, Sweetly Morbid Bear. How nice to see you. How nice to see you. Morbid Bear, huh? I hope that doesn't mean you're like morbid. That's an interesting take. All right. So Cookie Monster is right where we should be. And we say, yes, we are all exactly on our path at the exact right moment. and you are all stepping forward, and you found me tonight. So that in itself is beautiful. Thank you so much for that, for the donation and for that special message. We appreciate that. And guys, you can also help if after the video is ended, if you put comments in the bottom. Apparently, YouTube algorithms look at those comments even more than your comments in the chat after. So if you can subscribe, share, and put those comments in, that would be great. Now I'm going to do a reading for the readings. All right. And this is my favorite new deck called Shaman's Dream. I think I showed it to you. But the next, because, I brought up a big question. How are we to really handle this next upcoming period of time? In other words, if we thought the last few years was a doozy, get ready. This one might be even bigger doozy. We're not going to like it. I can tell you that already. We're not going to like it. It's not going to be our comfort zone. Can we handle it? Yes. Are we going to get through it? Yes. How are we going to get through it? Well, dancing on one foot, a balancing act. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. There may be times that you're going to just have to sit with your guides and say, what the heck is going on? And wait till you hear an answer. I can't tell you that it's going to unfold any better than that. There's going to be high points and low points. Some of them could be pretty high, but it's, the short term, it's a balancing act. Okay. Also, thank you. I'm so glad you put that. You're not morbid. You're sweetly morbid. Well, definitely you have a sense of humor, and you do have a sense of thoughts about the other side. So I like that. So what else can we do during these times right now is we can replenish, we can restore, we can renew, we can trust in ourselves, we can rejuvenate. We can always go back to source. We can always go back. And, every morning I pull cards and I say, what is it that you want me to do today? What should I focus on today? What is my purpose? And that is how I maneuver. So it doesn't matter what I plan sometimes. Sometimes it's really, what do you have? And I'll pull a card and be shown and receive clear guidance like this one. And this one's pretty funny. Drifter. So there's a door that opens to more realms in the back. It's quite actually beautiful, and it's experiencing life as it comes. So speaking of drifting, I'm moving, and I don't actually, everything's tickling me. Excuse me. All right. So I don't actually have a place where I'm going to live. I'm going to live for 3 months in an Airbnb and up in Mount Shasta, and then I'm not sure where I'm going to go. So definitely replenishing, but experiencing life as it comes. Sometimes our guides only show us step by step what we need to know. Yes, like the Karate Kid. Chop wood, carry water, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. That's all we can do. Wax on, wax off. So do your thing, guys. All right. So does anyone else want a reading of any kind? Health, wealth, happiness, soul purpose, mission, relationships, where Joan should move to. All right. You guys are very, very special. I just adore you. Yes, I'm meant to go up to Mount Shasta. I'm being taken out of my comfort zone so that I take it day by day. We are all going to get through this. And this is also not only the time of the Great Reset and the Great Awakening, but it's also like in the Great Depression, where millions of people moved. They just got on those trains and they went out west. And so 6% of California's population has left California. And I understand why. Okay, so sweetly morbid, no, it wasn't it? Stock Duchess Carla wants a little reading on her soul purpose. What is your birthday? Your year and date of birth, Doc Duchess? Let's have your a year and date of birth. Well, we'll do Doc Duchess first, and then we'll do Linda second. But I need your year and date of birth, month, day, the whole birthday thing. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. 12/16/1965. Very interesting. I hate when people do that one. All right. So your birth path is what we call your. Let's just start. We're going to ask Spirit, actually. You're here for grounding. You're here to build solid foundation financially, mentally, spiritually, in relationships, in homes, in your finances, in your career, in all ways. So your destiny has to do with creating structures to support what you are doing. But what might happen, and so in that creating structures or creating foundation, oftentimes you can find yourself without any foundations. You can find yourself struggling, moving from place to place, say, or relationships that don't exactly work well, or career issues. So we always have the opposite of what our soul purpose is. So part of your soul purpose is to create a foundation to hold and carry the light, to hold and carry your vibration. You do that, number one, by learning how to trust yourself, how to believe in yourself as a leader, as someone who can set goals and visions. So part of what you would need to do in order to create your foundation is to kind of be fearless in pursuit of your mission, your goals, what makes your heart sing. Also, and not giving your power away. Also, it's about learning how to communicate what you want. So all those go to teaching you how to become a foundation for yourself and others, a foundation to carry light, a foundation to help bring happiness or joy. But it is in that learning how to know who you are, learning how to be that leader that is within you. So I hope that helps. And I guess I'll pull a card for you too. And the first card I got is, they said, this is great. I said, well, what's this card going to tell me? It says, well, what is already within you? So also, one of the ways to know your soul purpose is to see what skills and tools you already have. And that's what they mean. All those things. So if you look at the things you're good at, that will also give you a clue as to your soul purpose, and also to release any attachments to what you think you're supposed to do. All right. You are so loved, Doc Duchess. If you love our work, feel free to donate. Feel free to share the videos. Feel free to tell people about our work. Write a testimonial. Send love letters. Help me move. See me moving to the most outrageous home. And see my art, please, everyone, finding its proper home, because I don't quite know what to do with all my art. All right, and so it is. All right, so we have Linda here. She wants to know her mission. Did you give us your year and date of birth, Madam Linda? Oh, Linda, give us your year and date of birth. Give us your year and date of birth. Give us your year and date of birth. God, see, I have to be a whole entertainment for all of you. Linda, if you want your reading, I mean, I could pull a card, but then you're going to miss out on the whole thing. Okay. Oh my God, she's a Pisces. All right. Well, there's two Pisces right here. Tina Marie is a Pisces. March 16th. Joan is a Pisces. March 16th. Very interesting. Okay, so I hear that you're very intuitive. So this year might seem chaotic to you, just so you know, but you're here, your birth path, you're 22, 22s. Again, well, the big picture is foundation, but 22 are old souls. They are here to learn how to give and receive without giving away their power, learning how to set boundaries to take care of themselves, but learning how to be in service for the highest good, if that kind of makes sense, because you came here to be a healer or be of service in those ways. So if you think about your life purpose is it comes from collaborating, working with other people, and really in that sense of giving. Now, you have to be very careful not to be a doormat, because that would give you the tendency to possibly be a doormat as well. So what else can we tell you about your life purpose? That heart-based, for sure. And let's see what card deck we want to pull for you. Let's see. What else do they want you to know? All right. The Destiny cards. So this is a Destiny deck by Colette Baron Reed. It's one of my oldest and most favorite decks. Okay, so the card fell on the ground. Two of them fell on the ground. So very, very interesting when they fall on the ground like that. So follow the inner guidance that you're getting. This card, when you see it, if you could see the card, it's a road, goes like this, and she's navigating it. She's standing here, she's calling it forward. So follow the wisdom and the intuitive guidance that you have been receiving. Trust that. Trust that it is guiding you home and leading the way. In addition, it's about movement. So whatever you are here to do, you can't stay stuck. So it's actually about taking steps, even if you don't exactly know what it is. Just take the steps to move yourself forward, no matter what. And just know that you're here to kind of slay dragons and to know who you are. I hope that helps. I know that might seem a little confused, but that is what we got. And okay, but I did ask, I said, I'm not quite happy. And it said collaborative dreaming. And that's a great card. What is collaborative dreaming? It means working with other people to help, they call it brainstorming, heart storming, dream storming, mission storming, purpose storming, positive thinking storming. So collaborative dreaming is where you will find your answers, Linda. So now I do hope that helps. Yep. And your answers will come. I love that idea, collaborative dreaming. Isn't that exciting? Collaborative dreaming. Okay, shuffling the deck, and our friend Doc Duchess is listening so closely. I was born to be a teacher, guys. I really was. I was born to be an oracle, a wisdom teacher, a guide, a spiritual teacher, a speaker, an oracle, a wisdom keeper for all of you. All right. Is there anyone else who wants a little reading? I would love soul purpose as well. Cookie Monster. So that is so funny because so I will tell you his secret. So my very first husband, yes, I had a very, very first husband, used to have people call him the Cookie Monster as his nickname. So I don't know if there's an association, Cookie Monster. Give us your year and date of birth, okay? Give us your year and date of birth. Okay, you're ahead of me. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something, guys, that's very bizarre. What's very bizarre, not to worry you, okay? Wait, who's having this reading? I got to focus on you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Okay, so what's very, very bizarre is that I've done several of you have given me your birth dates, and all of you add up to the number 4. And 4 is all about this issue, this whole thing of creating solid foundations, health, wealth, and happiness, home, family, businesses, career, cars, books, anything that creates a structure for you, a container. And so that's what your life is about creating foundations on all those levels, or failing to create foundations on all those levels, if that should make sense. And that's kind of so the lessons you would learn are when they kind of all fall apart on you, and you're here to learn how to communicate, and that could be through art or teaching or sharing public somehow something in the public, but also to be a leader. And you actually have the same birth path as who was the last one, as Linda had. No, it wasn't Linda. She's the 22, as Doc Duchess, except backwards. So Doc Duchess is a 1-3, which adds up to 4, and you're a 3-1, which adds up to 4. So communication would be a little bit more important in your chart. Personal power and leadership would be more important in Linda's part. Okay. And for you also, the card that just flew out is faith. To have faith in this process. Have faith that you will know what you're here to do. Have faith that you're being guided and led in the right direction. And I do believe that that's true. Will you know it? And again, look at all the things you're good at and that you like to do, whether you're paid or not, or whether it's, quote, your purpose, you do. And those are the things that make up you. And all of you are perfect. I love these sessions. I like these readings because it becomes a little bit more intimate and more personal. So that does make my heart sing. All right, Deborah, you can have a general reading for sure. But while you're at it, why don't you give us your date and date of birth too? Since why shouldn't you have that too? Sweet morbid bear, you're so cute. So cute. I can imagine her rolling over on her belly and we just give her a little belly rub. This little cute, sweet bear. You can have a general reading, Deborah. Do you want to give us your birth date? It's optional. I'm shuffling the cards, but if you want to, okay, I see it. 1950. Okay, well, it's a good thing we did this. So if we just look at what's going on for you, your birth path is all about mastery, spiritual mastery. spiritual awakening, spiritual mastery. It's all about teaching you how to be a bright, shining light, literally, no matter what is happening around you. So if all else fails around you, your mission this life really is to be that spiritual master. So on that path, you've had many hard lessons, harder than most people, all designed to teach you how to be that spiritual master. Now, I use that word, it's sort of like when you're like being a lamp. You're either turned up, turned on, or it's like a blanket is over your head, turned off. So your light, it's all about learning how to turn up your light and keeping your light up. Now, this year you've been in an 8 year, which is all about material and spiritual success from hearing your heart sing. But with your birthday, you're going to move into a 9 year, which is spiritual mastery. So that's going to also mean letting go of everything that doesn't serve you. So those years are sometimes, if we have judgments, they're a little harder because we're letting go. I am not in a letting go year, and I'm letting go. Now, the way to handle this for you is to be like the sacred fool. Do not be attached to the outcome. Just let go. Let go. Do the best you can. Continue to turn up your light, very, very bright, no matter what. And understand that everything is a lesson for you right now. Everything is a lesson. All right. Okay. And actually, I did pull one more card, and it says she feels she knows. So you will know your answers, and it's all about feeling into knowing that. All right, I'm going to have a little glass of water. December 7th, that is my sister's birthday. 12/7/1977. That's an awful lot of sevens, girl. A lot of sevens. Well, all right. Here it is. Your your birth path and some of what you came to do is about becoming authentic. Okay, sevens, you're a 34/7. So communication, solid foundation, and mastery. Okay, sevens are very, very spiritually aware. They could really be hermits. They have an interest in everything. Sometimes they could be a little bit know-it-alls. They have a desire to know the truth about things. Now, sevens it's all about authenticity and being truthful and honest and having integrity. So your birth path is really demanded a lot from you, especially integrity, to so that people can trust your word and know who you are. So that's very, very important on your path. Sagittarians are fiercely loyal, by the way. Let's see, we're going to pull this card. Fiercely loyal to those around them. You would need to learn to, okay, so there could be clutter and confusion for you. Also, when you're on with your communication, but when you're not, it's like you turn it off and you can become very silent within that. I don't know if that makes sense. You turn on your enthusiasm or off your enthusiasm, something like that. Okay, a card for Tracy. Tracy J. Tracy, aha. And this card is also a 7. It's your birth path card. It's a 34/7. So I pulled 2 cards. So the card behind it is Ghostlands. So Ghostlands would indicate that it would have been a very hard and difficult time in the near recent past. And there's been a lot of lessons that you've had to learn from that about who you are and why you're here. But they're showing a spark of light. It's like igniting. And so we pulled the card Spark. So you're going to experience a burst of energy Think a burst of rejuvenation and a feeling of coming back to life. So let us know if it's, how, if this is helpful, or if you have any questions about anything I've said. All right, guys, we've been at this for an hour. Is there, I'm rubbing my belly laughs during this statement. Okay. Did this help? Okay, this is going to be the last reading, I think, Pooja. And you can have a general reading. That's interesting. Why am I holding this deck? Okay, well, must want you to have this deck. So first thing Spirit wants you to know, we pulled the Death card, Death Valley. And no, it doesn't signify death for you. It signifies I am resilient. There is hope. There can be success through hardship. And guys, for all of us, one of the big readings in the beginning, when I said there will be hardships, but we can thrive. So this is, I am resilient. There is hope. There can be success through personal hardships. So that's number one, letting you know that being resilient is going to be a key. Number two, being wide open to what Spirit brings you, transformation. So saying, yes, bring it on. I can handle this, which is a great attitude and a great card. And then we have the mountain. So even if an obstacle should appear, Spirit wants you to just kind of melt or flow around. So don't let anything stop you, but don't feel like you have to chop it down and break anything apart. And it will look like a one-ring circus. So meaning a lot going on. You probably can't see it too well. It's a beautiful rock. There. A beautiful rock with an elephant on top. And then the person on top of that. And then, of course, in the middle of the ocean. But a one-ring circus, meaning you can handle it all. You're going to be required to play all and maybe do more than you're thinking, but you can handle it, my friend. So we think that that is good news for you. We also let's see. Listening for truth. So, and anything I said, listen for the truth, but, listening for the truth also means listening to that still quiet voice that is within and, that whispers in your ear. So that still quiet voice, pay attention to it. It has answers for you. So I hope that helps you, love. Guys, if you want readings, thank you for the donations. I appreciate your donations. It's an exchange of love from me to you and you to me and Tina, and we appreciate you so much. Try now, understand you're not going to fall off your path, hon. Just keep asking to be shown. Guys, each of you are in the exact spot you are supposed to be. All right. Thank you, Tracy Joe. And any testimonials online or on Yelp or Google or wherever people put testimonials would be great. I appreciate it. I appreciate if you send your friends and loved ones to us. Join us on Miracle Monday. Join us on some of the other shows that we release throughout the week. And give us our feedback on what you really love. I have a poll on the YouTube channel right now on what you'd like to see more of. And, put your comments in there about what you'd really like so that I could create shows just for you. Okay? So, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. Let everyone know what we do. I am Joan of Angels. Be sure to book a reading at our site. You can book the 15-minute Q&A or Soul Awakening, which will give you deeper answers than anything we covered tonight. All right, I love you all. We will see you all on our next show. All right, kisses and hugs.